Are you dancing?
Get that song ready now, please.
The song is ready.
Okay, then play it.
Okay, let's play the song, shall we? Ooh, look out there. Here we go. Time to play the song. That's delicious. Hey, everybody. Welcome to That's Delicious for a late show, a late start. It is, I'm looking at my watch. It is July 15th, 2020, and we're doing a little bit later today. This little girl wanted to stay up a little bit later to do some fun stuff and play games and stuff. We're starting, it's like after 10 right now. My goodness, it's the latest show we started. Thank you again to Nev for creating the theme song. Very awesome of you. Thank you to our big shot VIPs, our friends over at Chubby Charlie's Pizza, to Brian Ambrozy, to
Ryan Gann and Jordon Hiller.
You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Again, you also can be a patron of ours. Go to patreon.com/We'll help support the show. We're going to have a fun show today. We always have a fun show, don't we? Today, we're going to talk about ice cream. Oh, summer reading. We're going to talk about summer reading. About a week or so ago, we asked you guys to tell us what some of your favorite books are to be reading this summer, because it's summertime. It's the time to hang out on the porch or patio if you got it, or a hammock, or on the beach, or just in your bedroom, lying in bed or on the couch, wherever you want, in your car at lunchtime. To tell us what you guys are reading, because it's a lot of fun to read. It's nice to put down electronics, even though we're asking you to look at the electronics right now by watching us. But it's fun to put that stuff down so you can read, right, Ellie? Mm-hmm. This little girl loves to read. How often do you read?
Like almost every day.
Well, not all. You definitely every day, but you're reading like for at least an hour or two a day. You'll be reading. I mean, you might read for like a half hour here, then a half hour there, but it's going to be at least an hour or two a day that this girl is reading, and she earns like tech time by reading, but secretly, she loves to read, so I think it's pretty awesome.
It's no secret that I love to read.
It's no secret that she loves to read. So, anyways, we asked y'all to tell us some of your favorite books. We've also brought some of our favorite books. So, you want to start first and tell us some of your favorite books, Eliana, and then we'll go into what people sent along to us?
So, we got The Babysitter's Club.
So, tell me a little bit about The Babysitter. A lot of folks read The Babysitter's Club when they were younger.
And now it's a Netflix series.
What is Babysitter's Club?
Basically a story about a couple of babysitters.
Wow, very easy to figure that one out. I should have figured that. It's about babysitters. It's about kids that are almost a little bit older, just slightly older than you, right? That's going to slide down from there. Just put it right there. Okay, so middle school girls started the Babysitter's Club, so they kind of deal with all the craziness, all the drama. What else are you reading, kiddo?
Dork Diaries.
The Dork Diaries. You really like Dork Diaries, right? Mm-hmm. Are these, so that's a graphic novel, right? Both of them are, right? In a weird way?
Oh.
Is this text? Oh, it's text with some drawing. Now, why don't you show a picture of what that looks like?
Like.
She's getting it right now. There you go. So there's like pictures, there's text. Great for kids. Dork Diaries are always a lot of fun. Good job. And you like them? How many books have you read of the Dork Diaries so far?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bunch more at school.
So a bunch. She's read a bunch of the Dork Diaries books.
More than I can count.
What else are you reading right now?
The Splatoon manga series.
She loves hit video games. Yes, based off the hit video games. She says she loves those books. Some of they're graphic novels, manga, right? So you like to read that stuff because it's got a lot of images. Secret, parents, if you want to get your kids reading, you don't just have to give them stuff that's like chapter books, right? Chapter books are great. But it's also, look at graphic novels, look at like manga, look at that kind of stuff, these types of things, because even though there's art in there, there's stories, there's text, there's all kinds of stuff that kids learn. And there are a lot of actual great historic books out there that are based in art. I'm going to show you guys one. What?
If you're feeling guilty about your kids watching too much TV, don't worry. Just mute it and turn on the subtitles and boom, they're reading.
That's smart, actually. You can get them reading if you mute it and turn on the subtitles. I like that. That's good. One book that I'm reading, actually, it's kind of about history, is this Hip Hop Family Tree. There's a few of these right now, a few of these books. This is the first issue. It's by Ed Piskor. Hey, Ed, how's it going? We are friends. It's awesome. It's a graphic. It's giant size. It's a graphic novel. It's recent. It's in the last few years. But it tells a story about hip hop throughout the 80s and 90s and stuff, and how it's working. It's awesome. It's fantastic art. You should read this too, Elle. It's about how like hip hop music basically started. It's really cool. You might like it. Hip hop music is everywhere these days, right? We listen to like rap, hip hop, pop music. Another graphic novel that I'm reading. I love graphic novels. That's why she picked them up too. I love the Watchmen series. Anybody who knows about the Watchmen, the original Watchmen book, which is based off the comics, is one of the best books written of all time. Definitely one of the best science fiction books of all time. Highly recommend it. There's been movie. There was a phenomenal series on HBO that was this year. I loved the Watchmen TV series. And I ended up, I know there are actually books, more books that are based on it called Before Watchmen, and then there's a bunch of other stuff now. I'm going through the Before Watchmen books. Again, really cool, just fantastic stories. I mean, they're basically about superheroes that don't have superpowers, just like regular people that go out and do heroic things. But it's got a lot of like the same, DC and Marvel. It's just so good. It's so wonderfully written. I think you would actually, maybe you're too young for it, but when you're older, you're gonna like those books. And then finally, I'm reading one right now by my friend Victor Sinadinovsky. Victor, I've known Victor for a long time. We were friends at church. He's writing books. He has a bunch of books he's written, and they're out on Amazon right now. We're gonna post a Google Doc that shows all the books that we're talking about today and all the ones that we've had people mention. But he's written a bunch of books. This one's called The First Macedonian Colony. And there you go, Victor, proud of Victor. But it's about like the very first Macedonian settlement, like a colony of Macedonians in America. This takes place in we call Granite City, so in Pennsylvania. Ooh, sorry about that. Look out. I think that's Pennsylvania, right? Anyways, whatever. I've just started reading it like earlier today, actually at lunchtime. I was cracking it open, but it's very cool. It's about the first. If you're interested in Macedonian matters, it's a cool way to talk about to showcase how like a lot of the settlers came over and some of the things that they went through. It's really like an immigrant story, which is really nice. So I'm reading that. Shout out to Victor. And guess what? These people, where's the camera? This is the camera. They sent us suggestions for books to read. So I'll do my best to go through this as concisely as I can. Here, I'll go like this. Bam. Bam. And I'm going to listen on here. So Claudia suggests The Hunting Party. Oh, what's The Hunting Party? Ooh. Well, as you can read down there, it says a tense, perfectly paced murder mystery. So I took a look over on Amazon, where I found a lot of these. And basically, good suggestion, Claudia. It's actually one of the top, one of the New York Times bestsellers right now. It's, let me read the description. During the languid days of the Christmas break, a group of 30-something friends from Oxford meet to welcome in New York together. Welcome in the new year together. Sorry, I'm on medication. A tradition that began as kids, as students, and then they've kind of kept doing it. So the trip begins innocently enough, but then things kind of start to change. It goes along and gets really kind of stressful and tenuous. So anyways, very cool. Cool story. It's a lot of folks have been talking about it, and I think that's something that you might want to check out. Another book is The Radium Girls. The Radium Girls. Holly, my good friend, is this microphone? Is the microphone on? It's on, yeah. It's on. Holly Tessie suggested The Radium Girls, and what's interesting is radium
is an element.
And
it's radioactive.
It's radioactive. It's kind of where the word radioactive comes from. Or went. Back in the early days, when they discovered radium, they're like, oh, radium glows. This is kind of cool. Let's put radium on everything, like makeup and cosmetics. So women started putting radium, they started making like cosmetics and stuff. Imagine spreading radioactive stuff all over you.
Yeah.
Not very healthy. Anyways, this book tells kind of the story of a lot of the girls and a lot of things that they kind of went through and how they discovered this craziness. I mean, it's, science is awesome. Books about science is great. Anytime you can mix science with, for you, cosmetics. I mean, maybe you like makeup. I don't know.
I don't.
You don't. Not yet. You're still young.
I'm more like a tomboy.
You're more like a tomboy. But anyway, it is science. It is very cool. So it's about like all the stuff that happened from there going forward. So it's sort of a true story, which is really cool. So thank you, Holly.
I mean, like, I'm okay with lip gloss and stuff, but that's about it.
Good to know. Maybe they'll make a book about lip gloss. Lily Seamoff suggests Where the Crawdads Sing. So, Where the Crawdads, I'm going to look here real quick. Lily actually gave a few suggestions for books based off of kind of like the southern lifestyle. Lily travels and makes me so freaking jealous when she does travel. So good to Lily for always posting great pictures. Anyways, Where the Crawdads Sing is by Delia Owens, and it's like this. It's almost like, I don't want to say a murder mystery, but it is sort of a murder mystery. It's about the rumors of this Marsh girl over in Barkley Cove, right? And it's a town in North Carolina on the coast. And in late 1969, when Chase Andrews is found dead, everyone starts to suspect Kaya Clark, who they're calling this girl the Marsh girl. But Kaya ends up finding out, helping unravel this mystery. So Where the Crawdads Sing, definitely check it out. It's kind of a cool idea. Again, these books about like Southern living and stuff is actually kind of cool because the South is beautiful. Like you want to travel down there sometime. We've been to Florida.
How?
That's more Southwest.
Whatever.
But close enough. Yeah. Anyways, the South, Deep South, it's kind of cool. Michael DiTullo, a great designer friend of mine, suggested The Freedom Artist by Ben Okri. And this is actually kind of cool. Whenever like crazy things happen, whenever big world events happen, like this pandemic, whenever big things happen, artists create art. What was the big art movement that sort of changed the art world forever back in like the, 1400s, 1500s?
The Renaissance.
The Renaissance was this big, giant art movement. Artists created art and they started telling stories. And it really did. That was sort of the beginning of what we talk about real modern art. Ben Okri wrote the story about The Freedom Artist, which is about that type of look at artists and how artists create. They kind of talk about stories, talk about situations in artwork. And I think it's fantastic. I love art. I love books about art. It's always kind of cool to check that out. So thank you, Michael, for suggesting. Oh, yeah, you guys suggested the Splatoon books. There you go. So yeah, Eliana likes the video game series. She likes manga, which is Japanese comic books, basically.
And they have another version of it called the Squid Kids Comedy Show.
You just got that today, didn't you? Or yesterday. Yesterday, and you bought it. You had to pay for it from your chores. The chores based off of what you had, the job that you got. I'm going to also suggest this art book called Design is Art by Bruno Munari. Great book to kind of chill back and read. It's a lot of great images in there. Bruno Munari is a real famous designer. Did a lot of graphic design work.
This one is my favorite.
Because it looks like a heart?
No, because it looks like, I don't know, it just looks like something.
It just like this one right here looks kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, he was really well known for like creating like iconography, like some early emoji-ish look, right? But no, Bruno Munari is a really famous artist, did car design, did like graphics and posters. And this is like, kind of a look at his work. I think he actually like wrote this book and put it together. So it's always cool. Christina, that's your mom, has been reading Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek is one of my favorite speakers of all time. Go hop on TED Talks, search for TED Talks and search for Simon Sinek. Find your why, WHY. And really, Simon Sinek's like a great speaker about not motivational, but like business and leadership and creativity. It's awesome. You'll like watch his YouTube clips and you'll be like, I want to conquer the world. And so mom was reading this book, suggested to her, Leaders Eat Last. It's about leadership. Leadership is so important. A lot of people think that if you just start doing stuff, you're a leader and you're managing people, but no, leadership is a very important quality. So this is a great book because it's the way Simon Sinek explains it, the qualities I think are great. Hey, by the way, I'm going to suggest The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. That's his brand new book. And I think maybe his best book, and it's really about like everything feels like a game, right? And we're always chasing this end result, So how do you get there? It's really good. It's his brand new book again.
Life is basically just a choose your own adventure.
Life is basically just a choose your own. By the way, Eliana has learned to develop choose your own adventure games. We may have to do a choose your own adventure people. You may have to create a game for them, by the way. Okay. That's Dalicious game. That'd be kind of fun. Anyways, I suggest that book, The Infinite Game. Lily also suggested This Tenderland, which is another book kind of set in the South. I'm gonna do a quick search for this. Even they're gonna show up right away because I just searched for them a second ago. So This Tenderland by William Kent Kruger. Thank you for the suggestion, Lily. The summer of 1932 on the banks of Minnesota's Gilead River. Okay, so maybe not the South of this one, but Lily loves to travel and loves to be outdoors, and I'm sure she loves camping because all these things have these great, like, all her stuff has this great, like, outside environmental suggestions. So thank you, Lily. But it's about this person who's an orphan. Odie is an orphan confined to the Lincoln Indian Training School, and he meets all these people, and they're forced to flee after committing this crime. So it's really kind of the story of these 4 orphans over one summer in their journey, kind of escaping this area. So, and how they grow up together. So thank you, Lily. Great suggestion. That one looks pretty good. These are all great. Like, just kind of lean back. We have rocking chairs outside on our porch. I just want to grab this book. Oh, actually here, grab this, and I'm going to be reading it. I think it's a cool idea. Just kind of sit back on it. Do you guys where do you guys read? Before we move on here with the last couple, where do you guys like to read? Like, where do you like to read, Ellie?
Well, I don't really care where I read as long as I'm reading. Like, I could read in my playroom. I could read on the couch. I could read in the bathroom if I wanted to.
True. Books you take them everywhere. Just make sure you spray it down with spray so you don't get pooticles on there. Anyways, yeah, reading you do everywhere. So I'm curious where everybody else reads, which is always interesting to me. A lot of folks just read on the couch, but I can't be on the couch. If I sit on the couch, I'm going to fall asleep. But I kind of have to be outside. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Tanya Tamalkowski, said little fires everywhere. It's interesting. A lot of folks have just started watching the TV series on Hulu. And we basically started our Hulu that was the first show that we watched. She's getting tired. She was up late last night. And she's up late again today and early this morning. You know what we're gonna do tonight? So first, you're gonna stop picking your fingernails. We're gonna go watch the comet because right about in the next couple minutes or so, the comet will be very visible. Hopefully, it's supposed to start today with the real visibility over the next week or so here. So to find the comet, look north. Look for the Big Dipper. So it's a little bit northwest, northwest, and then to the right and south of the Big Dipper, just above the horizon, you'll find it. It's like they said, it's like 3 fists up, and you'll be able to see the comet's like pointing downward a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she's doing right there. Anyways, little fires everywhere. It was a really cool TV series. A lot of people don't know. It came from a book. So the book's by Celeste Ung. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, Tanya, great suggestion. It's about this family, and they sort of inherit. I won't say inherit, but they meet this mother and her daughter, and how all their worlds kind of become intertwined and things go crazy. So yeah, little fires everywhere. It's a real good suggestion. Halia Tessie suggested Becoming, which is the Michelle Obama story, and she was the former first lady. You know what's funny is we read a lot. We just watched. What did we just watch? Hamilton. Hamilton's a really great show. You guys should watch. It's a play. It's on Disney Plus right now. Definitely stop picking your nails. But you always hear about like the president in a lot of these books, like biographies about presidents, great men and stuff. The first ladies are really some of the most fascinating people. Michelle Obama was the last one. I mean, go down the list, read their biographies and their stories. They're so interesting because you don't realize the kind of stuff that the first lady has to do. And so, yeah, it's really kind of cool. Good suggestion. This was like one of the most popular books of the last 10 years, I think. Claudia suggested Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner. I haven't heard a lot about this, to be honest, but it has the word summer in it, so it can't be bad, right? Summer's always a good thing, right? Summers. But I've actually seen this pop up on a couple lists. So Big Summer, yeah, I'll have to. I don't know. Maybe it's not me. I don't know. I'm not into those types of books, but I don't know what it is, so I can't say I'm not into it. I'm more into, like I said, art and mystery and sci-fi. I didn't list anything sci-fi, but somebody did list something sci-fi. Gotze, your cousin from Estonia, from over in Tetleville says, check out Dmitry Glukovsky's The Metro 2033 series. So a lot of folks don't know. Daniela says she likes the books from the previous one. Thank you. Yeah, good choice. Dmitry Glukovsky is a writer, and the Metro series is about like post-nuclear war. All these people live in like these underground bunkers, and they start coming out, and the world is like crazy. Afterwards, there's like mutations, and there's radioactivity everywhere. The video games are really popular, so they're all. You really got to stop picking your nails. I'm gonna tell Mama. So they're all based on books, and the books are really well written. It's like the Witcher series for the folks that don't know. The Witcher, which was a Netflix series, was kind of based on a game a little bit. The video games of The Witcher is awesome, but they were based on a really popular book series. The book series is just really popular. Yeah, really popular. Check it out. I'm going to suggest, so Jim Carrey is one of my favorite comedians of all time. I grew up in the 90s with Jim Carrey, with like Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Let me tell you something. On Living Color. Anyways, Jim Carrey was really funny in the 90s. I kind of grew up watching his movies, just super silly stuff. This is sort of this weird, fake-ish autobiography about him. He and somebody else wrote it, the great Dana Vachon. They wrote this story about kind of an alternate universe Jim Carrey. And so it's like the crazy stuff that happens as an actor. I'm going to slap her finger, I'm going to chop her fingers right off. So the crazy stuff that happens as an actor when people start to like ask all kinds of things about you and stuff. So I don't know. If you think Jim Carrey is a crazy dude, which he is, this might be a really good book. I think I'm going to pick this up because like a couple folks suggested that to me. So, and I'm going to suggest, because I like art and I like old, weird Soviet artwork, this is a great book. It's by it's printed by Faden, but it's Soviet space graphics. And all it is a collection of all the cool posters of like the Soviet Union, the USSR back in the day when they were first like going off into space. They made all these crazy looking posters of like rockets, and they're trying to convince people like there's underwater stuff on Mars. We got to send people out there. Be back in a second because we're about to go into the jokes. She's running off to go get something right now because she has something really cool. Anyways, check that out. That one's actually really highly rated. I think that'd be a really cool one for those that just want to look at books. Oh, she'll be back in a second here because it's time for the joke. So what other things are you guys reading? If I missed something, go ahead, tell me in the comments. Again, we had a lot. We've talked about a lot of different books. A lot of folks suggested some. Obviously, we have those. Eliana suggested a bunch of these. I think she's going to grab. Oh, she's grabbing one right now that she loves. Ellie, what book are you looking at right now? What is that book?
It's a book about space.
It's a book about space, and you bought this book last year?
Yeah, I think so.
And you've been reading it. Show it again. Why don't you hold it up? You got to keep holding it up. It's a book about space. It's great for kids. Tell me why you like this book.
Well, I'm interested in space.
Yep, she's going to work at NASA one day, I'm convinced. Yep. Yeah, and it just talks all about different types of things about space, like rockets and astronauts and pioneers and stars, how they blow up, and black holes. It's great for dark matter. There you go. So for kids, I think it's fantastic. It keeps them right now, obviously, with a lot of kids staying home. We don't know what school is going to be like in the fall. These types of books are great because they're interesting for kids to read, and it keeps them engaged, and it keeps them still learning. You know what you can.
I actually used it as a reference during our space unit in science class.
See, she used it as a reference during her space unit in science class. She did it online too, so very cool. I'm starting to yawn. That means it's time to be shut down shortly here. We've already been doing it for like 24 minutes. So there you go. Some great book suggestions, everyone. Thank you. Feel free to keep the book suggestions going. I'm going to put the list up. If you have more suggestions, let us know. I know we kind of started this episode a little bit late because we were getting some stuff done around the house. But here we are. So it's time for Eliana's joke of the day. Well, Eliana, what is your joke of the day?
I've never hunted bear, but I have been fishing in shorts.
I get it. I've never hunted bear, but I have been fishing in shorts. Get it? Bear as in both the animal and naked and shorts. I like that. That's good. Very good. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Eliana's joke of the day.
And now it's time for the Mac-Lish word of the day.
I struggled to find one, but here we go.
Bukot.
No, bukot. Pick up bukot off the floor. You add OT to everything. Add O to everything, it becomes a mass learning word. Bukot. ladies and gentlemen, this has been That's Delicious for Wednesday evening, July 15th. Thank you for joining us. We love you guys. If you have any awesome book suggestions, leave them in the comments below. I'll add them to the list. I'll put this big giant list together. And sit outside, enjoy the weather. The weather's fantastic. Grab an iced coffee. Grab one of the what kind of coffee what was that coffee that I made earlier? The frozen whatever. Dalgona coffee. Make yourself Dalgona coffee. Sit on your porches. Sit on your patios. Be outside and read a book because this weather is perfect for reading. You don't want to miss out on summer, even in it's like dark right now. I mean, I might go outside in a little bit here and do some reading. So that might happen too. Even though it's 10:40, it's perfect time. Turn the light on, get hit by mosquitoes. That's it. We love y'all. See you in the next episode of
That's Delicious.